Okay, so today's cruise starts at Anderton. So setting off from very close to the boat lift on the Trent and Mersey Canal, it kind of goes parallel with the River Weaver, which is the darker blue line underneath for a couple of miles actually. But what you do, you head initially southwest. There's a sharp corner. You go in close to a little town called Barnton. So you get to the first tunnel, Barnton Tunnel, 570 yards long. So quite long, and then there's some moorings when you get out of there. Then you get to a shorter tunnel, 420 yards, the Saltersford Tunnel. What's interesting about this is it's timed entry, as per that little sign just above it. And then after that, the Trent and Mersey runs sort of almost parallel with the River Weaver, and it winds its way north and west past a higher base and a couple of small villages, and it's a really nice section. It's quite rural, it's pleasant, there's moorings, it's just a really nice section. Then you get to a small stop lock which drops literally just a few inches. It's about controlling boat traffic. And then you head through Preston Brook Tunnel, which is one of the longest I've ever been through, 1,272 yards. So 2/3 of a mile in actual fact. I'm going to go due north for a while, then we're going to start heading east. And we get to a place called Stockton Heath. It's just south of Warrington. And it's this sort of area that I'm looking to stop in. But that is today's destination. I think it's about 12 miles. So it's a fair way. It's a long cruise by my lazy standards. But we'll see how it goes. Good morning, folks. You join me on the way onto the Bridgewater canal today, which is very exciting. I think I can see a boat coming towards me. Thing is, right? Yeah, I can. So it's an S-bend. The oncoming boat I've just noticed is on the far end of the S, and I'm here, and there's a wiggle in between us. So I'm not too sure how to play this because I don't want to meet him on the bend. That's just going to be... But I can't really stop, and there's bushes on this side sticking out. I don't honestly know what's the best way to do this. I'm going ahead forward, and that's the same thing. My coat off, by the way. Is there a boat there? There is a boat. He is currently going around a moored boat. So what I'm going to do, I think this is a boat I've seen. I'm going to stay over on the left, and to give him time, I'm going to stop my boat dead in the water. So he's got time to come around the boat, and then I will proceed. Yeah, he's round it now. He's just waved as if to thank me, I think, for staying out of the way. Morning.
Morning.
It's a bit tight here, isn't it?
It is, yeah, there's plenty of room.
I thought I'd best sort of hang back and stay out of the way.
Yeah, and you don't know what's going on with the mud.
Yeah, exactly. So that was an American gentleman. I say American, could be Canadian, but it's definitely North American accent. It must turn out, I mean, it's expensive for English people to take a narrowboat holiday. The extra expense involved in travelling from the US must make it a really super expensive holiday. Late August, early September 2020 on the River Nene. Middle of nowhere, I think it was like the middle levels before I got to the Nene. Anyway, she looked to be sort of in her 60s. She looked to be slightly older. I mean, I'm only 60 and I'm 60. Oh, jeez, what's going on? That cannot be true. Yeah. Do you know what? I think as you do sort of get older, you're just kind of grateful you made it. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, another digression which we won't have. Now this is where the unwary boater might be caught by horseflies. This is where you've got to be careful, because as we know, they're sneaky, the sneakiest little bastards on the planet. Let me just check. It's Thursday 20th. Anyway, I've wasted 2 days. I could have been on the Bridgewater. It means I won't get the full week because you've got to clear off the Bridgewater. It's privately owned by a company called Peel Holdings. Unlike most of the other canals, 90% of the other ones are owned by Canal and River Trust. Why was I talking about licences? I was talking about the unwary boater, wasn't I? Oh, the unwary boater. How did I get onto this here? I've got to stop diving. I've had one brew, so it isn't caffeine hysteria as it normally. Sorry, jazz hands. We need to get back to the plot here because we are approaching the Bridgewater Canal, privately owned. That's it. We're heading for the Bridgewater Canal. Well, I'll show you when we get there, which we won't do today. It's a two-day journey. This because I'm quite lazy really, and I think I'm planning to do like 6 hours today. The whole journey I could have done in a day, and I've got to be honest, right? Most normal boaters would do that in a day. I think it's about 13 or 14 miles. We're getting our late nights back, no problem. But as a solo boater, you know, it's not quite the same. I sound like I'm making excuses. I'm not making excuses, but what happens is, if you've got crew, right, one of them can take the tiller while you dive inside for a comfort break. It's all about the comfort breaks with me, isn't it? It seems. And the Bridgewater doesn't have Armco on it. I need to stop gassing for a second because the narrow section ahead. Now there were boards warning me when I was 18 months ago. You could only do this single file, and there's lines of buoys, yellow buoys, to mark the route. The take care warning boards have all gone. The buoys are left here. So I guess I can only hope that it's all sorted now. Because, as I say, 18 months ago, it was affected by a prior landslide from up on the hill here. Because, again, I should have shown you this, and I do apologise. Look, it's quite a steep bank up here. See? It's quite a steep bank. I mean, that looks like it could be 100 feet. Right, dead slow, single file. Right, where's the bloody number? That was single file. There's a single file warning here, look. It's still in force. There's a single file warning there for that section. I didn't see the one on the other side for my entry, if you know what I mean. While I was doing whatever, the coffee and the thing, I swung out, and at the same time the bank narrowed in. That would have been a recipe for a certain collision 3 months ago, but of course I'm a reformed character now. So anyway, I'm just hoping here, we're into a narrow section, bushes moored, a line of moored boats. This is where you hope that you don't meet a boat coming the other way. And I saw on the High East Rock, there's a great breakfast place around here as well. And I didn't get a chance, but I mean, you know me, I absolutely died for a full English. I was going to say I'd kill for a full English, but it seems more civilised to say I'd die for one. Why is that? I never seem to end up having a full English, and it's because I don't have an appetite. It's the exception that I have an appetite first thing in the morning. I know you wouldn't think so, you know, look at the bloody ridiculous size of me and everything. I'm just going around the corner. We've got a tunnel, Barnton Tunnel. Okay, let's get the instructions. Barnton Tunnel. Right. I've been hanging on and not buying a buoyancy aid, but of course if I go on rivers. But anyway, the buoyancy aid is recommended for Barnton Tunnel, it's not compulsory. So, you know, yeah, it's not happening today. So, but this is a lovely little basin, look. That's where I've just come through. There's some offside moorings here. Don't know what the deal is with those. They look like old work boats, historic boats. And there's this lovely little village there. Oh, no mooring. Mooring for tunnel use only. So I'm steering a little bit wide here. The tunnel's over there. I'm steering over here to give myself a turning angle to go into the tunnel in more straight. So I don't know how well this is going to go because I can't see the tunnel entrance. I've gone wide of the apex with in the hope that I can line myself up. And obviously I'm just hoping here there's no one coming the other way. You know, this is the other complication. The tunnel's further on. Oh shit, my tunnel light. I can't see a effing thing. Right, okay. Well, this is a balls up. This is a proper balls up because I'm going into this tunnel. I can't see. It's 500 metres. This is a monster of a tunnel. This is one of the longest that I've ever been on. Anyway, I need to get this tunnel light on. Right. Now I can see the end of the tunnel, and thankfully I'm not seeing any boats. So that the impact there was regrettable, but the boat was drifting slow. It was doing half a mile an hour. It's going super slow, so it wasn't a violent impact. I'm wondering if I should do something so you can see me. But if I do that, does that work? Ooh, the roof is manky. Or minging. Whichever you prefer. There's another one called Saltersford Tunnel, which has got timed entry. So boats going in this direction, I believe, must enter between bang on the hour and 20 past the hour, I think it is. Oh, there's a bend in it. There's a significant bend in this tunnel. Wow, that's crazy. There's a real sticky out bit. You know, I don't want to describe this like a 5-year-old. Your first thought is, could there be another boat or something? Because you don't know what you don't know with boats. And there's a lot that I don't know. Yeah, there's little slight bends in this tunnel. There's slight bends. It's just, do you know what? I don't know why, right? But this is the spookiest tunnel I think I've been in. And I don't know why I would say that. We don't want to reenact the creature from the Black Lagoon or anything like that, you know what I mean? But you know, you never know. I mean, I've got scary lighting on my face. I've got that, you know, horror film lighting going on, so who knows what shit might go down. And you'll notice, by the way, I have hit the bank once or twice as I've gone, but by and large I am avoiding it. Like do you know, as soon as I say that, right, you know what's going to happen, so let me shut the F up. So it's a bit, I mean, this is a bit of an amateur job I'm doing here, let's be honest. You know, although I haven't done much banging against the walls, I am weaving a fair bit. You know, that's true of the matter. So if I stand here, you can sort of see me, can't you, as opposed to what happened. I don't look very good though, with like weird lighting. So I was a little bit, you know, funny enough, I was a little bit apprehensive because I've not been through long tunnels for ages, and I was aware that there were one-way narrows there, which would be a hassle with lines of moored boats next to them. So I I sort of thought, I'm going to get loads of hassle today. There's going to be ducking and diving and stopping for people and always beware misses, look out up ahead, you know. Just a big palaver I thought it might be. But so far, you know, touch wood, there's some wood on the door, touch wood, it's been okay. Just had some water drip on my head as well. Now what is on this roof? It's like slime. Oh, anyway, it's not getting in the eye, that's for sure. So anyway, let's get ourselves out of the tunnel, and I need to check the map, right, for what my entry time is. Right, I need to check the map. I should really have a comfort break here. Well, let's see. Single file traffic, timed entry, northbound, bang on the hour to 20 past the hour. I think I might have been right with my first thing. And it is now, well, it's bang on the hour. It's not opening in 7 minutes, it's open now. So I'm going to be well in time to go in without any problem. I should slow down here. I'm being a bit naughty and a bit out of order, but I want to make that tunnel. Morning. Sorry, I'm speeding a little bit. I want to make the tunnel. Yeah. I wouldn't normally go this fast. Just on 5 past. It's open till 20 past. 15 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Because the Salterford Tunnel is, I think it's literally just, dare I say, 300 yards. Everything's 300 yards with me, isn't it? But this literally is. It's not verified, as it was the other time when it wasn't actually verified. But it's not even. I'm not even claiming it's verified. Do you know? There's the most god awful smell. I lost 90% of my sense of smell in 2018 when I got the Australian flu. Cheers, Australia, by the way. You know, nice one. Collar. But no, they're all great. I love Australia. It's brilliant. So, but I lost my sense of smell, and do you know it's going to be nippy? And you know, ever since I get like vague smells, faint smells almost. You know, but for the first time in, must be several years, obviously. As I was going through that little stretch behind me, Owen, he's up and running, the guy. He's away. For the first time, I got like a nasty pungent smell in my poor nostrils. Now, in a way, I was like, oh, that's good, you know, because it means I'm smelling things, you know. And, you know, smelling things is a mixed blessing, actually, for a boater, because there's a lot of things that smell very bad. You know, anything to do with Elsan points and cassette toilets smells absolutely revolt. I mean, it's one of the worst. I'm going to steer wide again, like I did, because that worked quite well last time, apart from me not having my light on and having to abandon the tiller. Other than that, it worked great. And I know that's a fairly major not great thing, but it, you know, I've got the light sorted this time, so I'm going to slow down the revs a little bit. I'm keeping just 1,000 RPM, and I'm just going to sort of swing the front end in as I approach, and see if I can. It's like coming into a lock on an angle. Do you know, sometimes I can do this like almost properly if I stop rabbiting or stop messing with cameras and actually concentrate on what I'm doing. I'm not as bad as my videography would suggest.